dance, here we go. Vicky plays the games all day. Press start, jump high, hooray, hooray. While Dr. Nerd and Mr. Racist say,
Let's make some fun the chemistry way.
Dr. Nerd asks, what's H2O? Mr. Racist says, water, bro. He shouts, pause, that's way too slick. Don't beat this boss, just one more click. Tiberius REX reads the news so proud. Ozzy's out there chasing the crowd. Oh wait, oh wait, oh wait, they clash too loud. Vicky plays the games all day. Press start, jump high, hooray, hooray. While Dr. Nerd and Mr. Racist say, let's make a boom the science way. Double peanut sums on in. Big boss elephant with a wrinkle grin. Quiet down, folks, we're live on air. Think, save the princess if you dare.
That's pretty cool. Cool. Ice. Ah! Hi! I see you there. I was just playing with my Freddy Fazbear controller holder. Yeah, it's a controller holder. And it's a little heavy. That's alright. Got me thinking though. Freddy and Foxy and the other ones and how they are kind of like puppets, but not really like animatronics, but they're kind of like puppets. If the hand and electricity kissed and they made a baby, then that would be like a hybrid of puppets. That would be awesome. And it was great to think about that. But it comes with the being scared of the monsters in the dark go like in the game. That's what Nemo's for! Right? Yeah. He's the one that keeps all the monsters away. After all, he's the protector of dreams. And he does a good job, too. You know, when something's coming after me, trying to, you know, beat me up, or, you know, I think that, you know, if my house will burn down if I'm stupid. Yeah, I'm not allowed to play with fire. I'm fur. I would go up like a Chinese balloon. High up in the air, and I'd be like, ah! So, it's like, you know, if your hair gets caught on fire, it really stinks. It reminds me of when my grandma burnt, you know, the stew fly pie. If you ever had that, it's really sticky. I'm not really allowed to have that either. I don't want to go to a dog wash again. Yeah. But, you know, I hate to think if something happened with Guillermo, where would he live there? Like, what would happen if they would need surgery? I don't know. Maybe it's something I gotta think about. Well, especially if my best friends had get surgery. I would be feeling really bad, but I have an idea, Stuffy? I don't know. But, yeah. I would think that, you know, you would be in the hospital for a couple days. You know, sewn up, as good as new, even better. You know, if that ever happened, I'd be really sad. And I'm glad I got you guys to come talk to. Yeah, that's where you should be. there for each other, right? Mm-hmm. It's like I'm there for Guillermo, and Guillermo's there for Yellow Bear, Yellow Bear's there for Squid, Squid's there for Minnie, Dolphin, and a lot of other ones. Yeah. Well, what would happen if you had to go to the doctor and get sewn up? Hmm.
Doc, bleh, bleh. Doc, oh, I have the hunch that something is not right where this fire started such a long time ago. Oh, the locks are my nemesis because they're all so dull. Try this another way. Here, let's try this. There. Oh. 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 There. There we go. I wonder why my gut feels sour. What is that? Doors! Ah. I wonder what this could be. No enter. Free burritos. Well, my head says there is something clammy, but my stomach suggests I should have a closer look.
Thus, yes, the science of plush toy stuffing involves the material science of the fillers. Primarily, polyester fibers for their resilience and washability, or various natural and weighted alternatives for specific tactile, sensory, and structural properties. The primary goal of stuffing material is to provide volume, shape, and a desired hand feel or texture and squishiness. Polyester fiber fill, the most common choice in modern manufacturing due to its durability and performance. This structure, comprised of synthetic polyester fibers spun from polyethylene plastic that are crumpled and formed into a fluffy batting or cluster fiber. This structure taps a large amount of air, providing loft and a lightweight feel. Properties of this is it's resilient, meaning the fibers spring back after compression, helping the toy to retain its shape over time. It is also hypoallergenic, resistant to mildew and stains, and generally is machine washable. Siliconized versions can enhance softness and further resist allergens. Amongst this is another type called memory foam or polyurethane. This is a viscoelastic, high-density material used for its ability to contour into shape and provide personalized support. It provides a unique, cushioned feel, but is heavier and less squishy than how they feel. Natural fibers include cotton, wool, or kapok. These materials are chosen for their organic, biodegradable, and often hypoallergenic properties. Are you feeling okay, Mr. Rhesus?
All this talk about stuffing is making me a little woozy. Uh, uh, do you have any of those chalk biscuits for my Tum Tum?
No.
Oh,
Anyway, this structure provides different textures. Cotton can be soft, but crushes over time. Wool offers warmth and natural fire resistance, but can mat. Kapok is very light and silky. Their effectiveness depends on fibers, structured, and how they resist environmental factors like moisture and compression. Then we come to weighted plastics. And long pellets, glass, beads, or even grain. These granular materials add weight and a different tactile experience, contributing to the toy's reality or providing a sensory grounding effect with deep pressure stimulation. Function pellets often structure and beanbag feel, helping a toy sit upright. Glass or clay beads are often used in weighted or therapeutic toys for a specific theft, which can help reduce anxiety and improve focus. Something my little friend, Mr. Rhesus, can afford to gain.
oh, 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 what about that chop behind you?
Ah, yes. This is what has happened to Ozzy when he wandered into an explosive situation. With me, I have Mr. Pointy. This is Ozzy in his awe, and after his Big Bang, he looked like this. Having to be sewn together, but the interesting part is how it happened. To explain this, we have the Hopkinson Grand Scale Law, which explains the Z, as you can see here, is scaled distance, feet per pound. The R is actual distance from the center of the detonation. The W, down here, is the weight of the explosive, pounds or kilograms. For instance, for 10 pounds of TNT, the cube root of the weight is 10 to the third, or 2.15 pounds to the power of the third. You would use this value in specific empirical formulas, often complex and polynomial, fits to experimental date data to determine parameters like peak, overpressure, or impulse at various distances.
Yes, Mr. Reese is here. What chance I do it?
What about blood? No. Take it outside. Oh, I'm gonna have to get the disinfectant.
Lunch.
I guess Mr. Rhesus found out exactly how much wood a woodchuck can upchuck.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to another edition of WXYZ. The Plus Station. Today's top story is Ozzy took off more than he could chew. As we can see, a large explosion happened at the original site where the structure fire was. He went to investigate and found out what a boom it could be. But he is okay. Here is proof. Yup, that's him all right. Well, we had Jumbo P search out and destroy the news. He went out to find out exactly what happened after his job was at stake from HR. Yes. They want to find out if it's worth the claim, if it was indeed an on-the-job accident. Yes. So, here is Jumbo P, and we'll find out exactly what has happened. Take it away, Jumbo! Oh, yeah. I was commissioned to look and see what happened. Because HR was saying that they don't want to pay out the insurance if it could have been prevented. But I told them this is way the news goes sometimes. You can't ever expect things to go all right or all wrong. Like when it comes to peanuts and cashews, one has a shell, hard to get into, and the other one, you just go and grab and, dig down. Ho, ho, ho! You say you were at the site? Well, walk us through the dissertation. This should be interesting. Well, yeah, when I got the word, I had to go out and investigate. So I made my way out there, and I found a whole bunch of damage, and I was like, what happened here? What's that? Oh, sweet peanut butter and jelly. Oh, what happened? Oh, piece of candy. I did some investigation, like in the old days of when I was a PI, a peanut investigator. Yeah, I had to find out the quality control of the peanut factory. But that's not important. What is I found the cause, and it looks like it's another case of, well, OSHA violations. So we don't have to worry about anything because everything of what the fire inspector told me, that all the records of anything that was inside had been disintegrated. So, yep, if you don't take care of what you got, you might lose it. Am I right? Yeah, I am. So that's pretty much simple and sweet. I gave Gouda the day off because he was so concerned about Ozzy. I told him, when you get the lunch done for today, then you can leave, okay? And he was really appreciated about it. And I couldn't pay him for the whole day, so I just took it out of the peanut stash. And, I ordered an extra pound of butter.
So, Jumbo, are you saying what I think you're saying? The original owners of the property with the structure fire from the Rocketeer was the exact building where all their records were held. Doesn't seem like such an accident to me. Seems like another episode of Whose Fault Is It Anyway? Well, I guess we won't be hearing much of them anymore. And with that, we can go back to our regularly scheduled programming with all the flaggy animals. But I have to admit, it is nice and quiet around here. Almost as if it was a vacation. So, we found out this is another case of the boss bringing back the blast bongo of the big boys. Yes. And Ozzy will be back soon. He was put together again like Humpty Dumpty, except the king is a hospital full of clowns. So, I guess you could call this one the burrito that striked back. Well, until next time, this is Tiberius REX saying, if you think your opinion matters, it just might be a matter of opinion. Yeah. Good night, folks. I know.
Wow. Did you see that? Explosions, investigations, cotton verps, and it reminds me of how much wood could a woodchuck if a woodchuck could upchuck wood? Or, look, how much seashells did Sally's sister actually sell? Now, that raises another important question. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers did he pick? There's some math and weight measurements that go along with that. You just have to look up the weights and measurement scales in US.com .gov, I think. Yeah. Goes from everything from like weights, grams, pounds, ounces, pallets, drums. I think there's something like skid. The only skid I know is when my dad's doing the laundry, and he tells me, "Son, you gotta stop eating the chili. And I told you to stop making me sound like that too." Oh, yeah, I forgot. I wasn't supposed to say that one out loud. But yeah, it's like, I guess, you know, Ozzy's all back together, and I have my imagination to thank for that. Yeah, and the peanut. Yeah, the peanuts are like one of my favorite because I don't have an allergy. So I sit there and make peanut butter pie, peanut butter cake, peanut butter chocolate, peanut butter scones, peanut butter on peanut butter bacon, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter and jam. Is jam really jelly? I mean, if you think about it, it's like you take the jelly and jam it in a bottle. Maybe that's what it's for. Maybe that's what it's meant to. I don't know. My grandma always said, don't call orange jelly. It's marmalade. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Because, you know, when trying to can stuff, like vegetables and fruits, they're canned, and the jellies aren't, well, they're jelly, but there's some things that can't be jelly. I don't know why, but they're just called that, you know? It's like why is jam? Jelly. Like, it reminds me of the old commercials. Pass me the jelly. And the lady's like, oh my God, don't call it jelly. Remember that? That was back in the old time. My dad says, don't call it old time. We should have got. Oops. There's lots of things you can like bananas, peaches, pears, frogs, baseballs. Sometimes those tennis balls come in cans. You gotta open it up like, and you're like, yeah. There's nothing like opening a can of whoops. That's the name of the brand I got. Tennis balls. Whoops! Tennis balls. Yeah. But let's not stop there. You can do a lot of stuff. Like, you can can green beans. You can can peas, carrots, potatoes, fruits, strawberries,